Hi. Hi, YouTube. Ah. So today on Chunky Does a Video, I have a guest, and her name is Looney. I'm kidding. Hey, don't you jiggle those things. God, this looks God.
I'm just laughing.
Nothing is gonna get done. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna call this channel, Chunky something or another, but that's what we're going with. Anyway, I'm only making this video because I saw someone that I like make a YouTube video about hardware. All right, now I watched them a long time ago to get into like PC building, and now I'm a fucking nerd and I have absolutely everything. And they gave some advice in their most recent video that was totally incorrect. All right, I build a fucking dickload of PCs for VRChat, explicitly for VRChat. So here I am. I'm going to give you guys, like, again, I built or own like 90% of what we're talking about today. I'm going to give you guys the rundown on how to build something cheap, how to build it fast as fuck, or everywhere in between. But we're going to talk about all things hardware in relation specifically to VRChat, because VRChat is a weird one, okay? It loads things weird. It's not like a single core only game. It'll load as many cores as you have. It'll run a shit ton of RAM, and we're going to talk about that. And the way I'm going to set this up is we're just going to go over CPUs and graphics cards today, all right? What I recommend, what's S tier, A tier, B tier, F tier. Don't fucking touch it, all right? We're going to go over that type of stuff. All right, so to kick us off, we're going to start with CPUs. I'm going to hit like the big ones right off the bat, and I'm going to explain some things as to why. First off, i9 series, all right? I'm talking 13900K, 14900K, all right? The i9s, thank you, Looney. This is our ring girl. She's gonna handle putting the things on the board, all right? It's got S up top there, A, B, C, D, and F for everything that's not a 9950 XTD. Anyway, okay, i9s are fantastic processors, all right? But here's something you're gonna learn about VRChat. Explicitly with VRChat, i9s have great, like, 1% lows, and Intel is fantastic with that. VRChat is like an open engine game. It runs on L3 cache, all right? Single core speed is not something we don't really give that much fucks about in VRChat, as long as your avatars aren't too Cybone heavy, all right? So i9s are great with Cybones, fantastic. And if you're on a really good graphics card, you can max out frames, but generally speaking, you're not going to. i9 is a B tier CPU, fantastic for a lot of other like stuff. But price for performance, I'm telling you, we're going to get to the X3D chips later, but it's price for performance is just not there with the i9s unless you're doing a ton of avatar uploads and that's like your main focus is uploading shit for other people, or you have like a workstation task and you're too broke for a 9950 X3D, then go ahead and get an i9. But otherwise, B tier, don't buy it. Next up, Intel i7s. Again, 13700K, 14700K. We'll talk about the cheaper ones later. That is an A tier CPU, mainly down to price, right? So when DDR4 is at a realistic price, the Intel i7 allows you to get a pretty modern PC for relatively cheap. Now, you have to have a really good graphics card and a dickload of RAM to get the most out of it in VRChat. But if it's like, if this is your main computer and all you're gonna do is goon on VRC, do not, I repeat, do not focus your build on a fucking Intel, period, end of. I've spent the money, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. I've tried it all right? Obviously, now we have to talk about the X3Ds. Again, I'm covering the big ones really quick, and then we're gonna get into some like niche options, okay? X3D processors, listen when I tell you this. X3D processors are fucking designed for and by VRChat gooners. Buy them. I don't care what gen it is. If that's your option, fucking buy it. All right. Looney, put 5800 X3D in S tier, please. Okay, I'm going to start with that one, specifically the 5800 X3D, because it's it's a last gen processor, of course. It's on the AM4 motherboard, but a lot of you guys are already running AM4, and I'm telling you, like, is the 5800 X3D really going to be that much of an upgrade over the 5700X, 5800X? No, it's absolutely not, except for in VRChat. in VRChat, you will max your frames out. I mean, it will feel like an entirely new computer, regardless of what graphics card you're running on. If you got enough RAM on your shit, and you're on anything better than a 1080 Ti, a 1080 Ti and up, you will be max fucking frame rate with the 5800X3D. Now, we're going to cover stuff like the 5950X and that stuff a little bit later. I'm going to say right off the bat, probably don't buy those. Not for VRChat. You doing okay back there, Looney?
My hand's so out of way.
You know what? Here, go ahead and erase that. You just put X3D, okay? Okay, so if... Oh my god. Our ring girl's having technical difficulties. I love you, sweetie. I'm so sorry. I'm moving way too quick for her. Just put X3D up there. All right, so 5800 X3D and a 5700 X3D, those were like $150 to $200 CPUs, like just not even a year ago. Prices are coming up on those because people are starting to realize how good they are for AM4. So if they're in the $300 price point, don't buy them. Don't do it. And like $300, $350, it's not worth the money because you can get a 7800 X3D, which is S tier, for the same price. Those commonly can be found for like $250 to $350, and they are absolutely incredible. They will go toe-to-toe with a 9950 X3D or anything else you can possibly think of for half the price if your sole focus is VRChat. Now, I'm sure if you're looking at CPUs, you're probably familiar with the whole CCD thing. VRC, being an open engine, will load every fucking core anyway. It does not matter. It'll load all of them, okay? At least for the 9000 series. Now, this is where we're getting to one little caveat with the X3D chips. If it is not a 9000 series X3D, so like, and it has a multiple CCD, meaning like if it's a 7900 X3D or a 7950 X3D or a 9950 X3D, sorry, a 9900, 7900 X3D or a 7950 X3D, or I think there's a 5950X, those will not run optimally on VRC. For whatever reason, the scheduling with those CPUs sucks ass. Don't buy them. Don't buy them. They will perform shittier than the 57, 58, and 7800 X3D CPUs. So we want to focus on the 5700 X3D, 5800 X3D, 7800 X3D, 9800 X3D, 9900 X3D, and 9950 X3D. Those are your options. If you want max performance to be frame locked in literally any headset, like your CPU will never be a bottleneck, that's what you buy. The 7600 X3D, which is like a that was like a Micro Center special, is still a good processor. It's only 6 cores, but it will still run great in VRC because of that added L3 cache. All right, buy it. It's great. All right, last up, we're going to talk about some of the older budget options for CPUs. Okay, if you are on an older Intel, like if you're on Intel like 10th gen, throw it away. You fucked up. You're on like the worst chipset there is for Intel. Like there's no upgrade path. They're all garbage. If you're on the old one, LGA 1151, so. However, the i7 8700K, which is a, I believe 6 core or 8 core processor, multi-thread, is good. It's good. It's better than the 9700K, because the 9700K is 8 core, 8 threads. It's not it's not a hyper-threaded CPU. And for VRChat, we want those extra threads, okay? So 8700K, great option. It's super cheap. They're like $60. If you already have that computer, go out and don't buy the i9 for $200. It's not worth your money. Get the i7 8700K. I would put that in A tier. Put 87K in A tier. Sorry, need a little nicotine to slow me down here. All right, last up, the ones I really want to talk about because I love them. Xeon chips. The Xeon E5 2696. Now, there are a lot of good Xeon chips, all right? A lot of good Xeons that I'd put all over the board. D tier, B tier, C tier, all of them, right? But we're only going to talk about one today, all right? Well, actually two, because the pricing right now is fantastic. So it's called the E5 2696 version 4, but 96 V4 in S tier. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. 96 V4. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so the Xeon E5 2696 V4, you can put them in all different shit like motherboards and Chinese garbage you can get for super cheap. It is 22 core. It runs at 3.8 gigahertz. So yeah, you can run into some Cybones, like heavy Cybone avatars will slow you down. You won't be frame capped like a fucking X3D CPU. But for the money, if you are on a budget, there is nothing better than that CPU. And I've built it all. Trust me, I've built it all. $50 to $80, depending on whether you get it from China, States, whatever, wherever you're at. That CPU, fucking fantastic. And it has the added benefit of being a quad channel CPU, meaning that even though it only runs DDR3, it's running DDR3 across 4 channels instead of 2, like modern desktop CPUs. Meaning your cheap ass DDR3 you spent $20 for 128 gigs on will run like DDR4 at the same amount, okay? Fantastic shit. Buy it, all right? If you're on a budget, that CPU, none other. There's one other S-tier CPU I'm going to list for the extra pores, okay? That is the E5 2667 V2. Put 67 V2 on there. This is a $5 processor. It's 8 cores, 16 threads, runs at 4 gigahertz. It has like 30 megabytes L3. It outperforms pretty much everything on the AM4 platform for VRChat, short of the X3D CPUs. All right, if your sole focus is VRChat and you want to build a PC for under like $150, the 2667 version 2 is the CPU for you. All right, so I think that's pretty much every CPU that really fucking matters for VRChat. I've built others. None of them are super impressive. Okay, they're all very lukewarm. They all perform about the same and they run like ass. Again, VRChat loves L3 cache. The 2667 version 2 for like $6 to $10 has like 20 or 30 megs, right? It's great. Runs fast enough. It can handle Cybones. It'll even game on other games just fine, right? So if you're talking cheap, that's the one. If next step up, the 96V4 S-tier CPU. Again, $50 to $80. It has 55 megabytes L3 cache. That beats out even the best i9, like the Ultra, the 285K Ultra, which I didn't even mention those because they're fucking garbage right now. They will be better when they upgrade that chipset, but right now they're trash, okay? Don't buy them. They don't run great. Again, the 96V4, more L3, and that's all VRChat gives a fuck about is L3 cache, okay? Except for big avatars, they like speed, but we don't. Doesn't matter, right? You're gonna be fucked on anything you play on. Cache is more important, trust me. X3D chips, again, everything except for the 7900X 3D, the 7950X 3D. Those, like, again, the CCD scheduling sucks ass. 9950X 3D, god tier, worth every penny. It's expensive as shit and will cost you like, you can buy like 40 of those fucking CPUs up there for the price of one X3D, but I'm telling you, it will blow your mind. It doesn't matter what game or what fucking graphics card you're playing on. Doesn't matter. It is fucking god tier. Buy it. Otherwise, 7800X3D would be my second highest recommendation when it comes to those. I actually have one in another computer that I use mainly for media just because I love it, and I have my alt account on there. Teehee. That's pretty much everything for CPUs. I would put literally everything else, if you're talking just for VRChat, you might as well put it right down there in F tier. Don't fucking buy it. Don't buy it. Just put it in F tier. It's where it belongs. Everything else, you don't actually have to write that down, sweetheart. We're switching to graphics cards. But all right. Now, I'm just going to quickly talk about a handful of graphics cards. The ones that matter most, I feel like, for if you're building a new computer or if you're looking to upgrade the one that you have, okay? Here's something no one tells you about VRChat. I mean, first off, it doesn't take fuck all for overall like GPU compute performance to run VRChat, okay? VRChat cares about VRAM. VRAM is everything. It depends on your headset. So, I mean, if you're a bougie motherfucker and you have a 4K headset that doesn't have dynamic foveated rendering, yeah, you need a lot of graphics card. But most of you don't have that, okay? So you don't need a 5090. I'm playing on one right now. It is totally fucking pointless. Don't buy it. However, 5090 goes in S tier. You can erase all the CPUs. Obviously, I have to put the 5090. Actually, no. You know what? 5090 goes in A tier. Let me explain why in just a second. So here's why I'm putting the 5090 down in A tier. Obviously, it's fast as shit, but it's all like, You will never max out. You won't even use half that graphics card, right? Here's something on VRChat that no one tells you. VRChat will only load 24 gigabytes of VRAM, meaning you do not need anything more than 24. If you're at 24, you're fine. The 5090 is totally fucking pointless unless you're running a Pimax Crystal Super for all your gooning pleasures. Otherwise, don't bother. You don't need to spend $3,000 to goon on VRC. It's not necessary. What is an S-tier graphics card, if you're looking for the best of the best performance, dollar for dollar, the 7900 XTX. 24 gigs of VRAM. It's the fastest AMD card ever made. It beats out my 9070. It beats out my 9070 XT. It beats out the 9070 overclock. It beats out the 5070 Ti. It beats everything short of a 5080 in raw gaming performance, right? It matches a 5080. It's like a little bit under the 5080 in most scenarios. For VRChat, it beats it. All right, it just doesn't matter. Everything's about fucking, it's all about VRAM, okay? Again, VRChat loads 24 gigs. For whatever reason, NVIDIA's gay and they care about DLSS and they didn't put 24 gigs on the 5080, okay? A 4090 is better than a 5080 in VRChat, all right? But a 4090 is still an A-tier card because it costs too damn much. Go ahead, Looney, put the 7900 XTX up in S tier. It cost $799. It is the best performing card for VRChat. It will perform just as good as your 5090 will in VRC. I know this because I own both, and boy was I fucking butthurt when my cheap ass AMD card matched my 5090 on a 4K headset. It didn't matter. It's just VRChat is not that graphically demanding. It cares more about the RAM, okay? Again, $799, best option available. There are like a couple other options that are in that 24 gig mark that I would put as good cards, solid contenders, like A tier. The 3090 is an A tier card. The 3080 Turbo, which is a 20 gig card, is an A tier card. They're all great, but at that point, you're spending like $700 anyway. Just get the 7900 XTX. It's better, unless you're running AI workloads, in which case, then maybe get the 3090 or 3080 Turbo. 4080, not worth the time. 4080 Ti is still too expensive. They're like double the price of the 7900 XTX. All of those are B tier and C tier cards. I won't even make her write them down because I didn't make like stickers for this. But assume like if it's not on the board, it's probably not even worth mentioning. I bring them up here just for simplicity's sake. 9070 XT, all right? The 9070 XT, or fuck, honestly, all the Ryzen 9000 series, I'd put as A tier cards. Price per performance, they're fine. A 9060 XT and a 9070 XT on a Quest 3 are going to perform the exact same in VRChat as long as you get the 16 gig version, all right? Any 8 gig graphics card that's brand new is an F tier card, all right? Like, Looney, put 8 gigabyte cards in F tier, please. Just put 8 gigabyte GPUs, F tier. Don't buy them. If they're 8 gigabytes and it's brand new, that manufacturer is trying to fuck you. Don't buy the graphics card. You're better off with something older, because again, if your goal is VRChat, you don't need that much speed. Do not buy a fucking 8 gigabyte GPU. Please. It's not worth your time. You're better off on a fucking 1080 Ti with 11 gigs, okay? Next up, Titan XP, S tier. Looney, you can just put XP up in S tier. She just slides it around. The Titan XP is an old-ass Pascal graphics card. They produced a shit ton of them because it was right at the GPU, the bit mining craze, right, in 2020. They were everywhere. They cost like $2,000 like just 5-6 years ago, and now you can buy them for $150, and they are fast as balls. You have to literally go to a 2080 Ti Super to beat one. You have to spend a dickload of cash to beat one, all right? They are cheap as shit. They're, again, $150 to $200. If you're building a budget computer, the Titan XP is the graphics card to get. There are some other options that are like remarkable, like the Vega 64. What's the next one? The Radeon 7. That's another really good one. People don't think about that one. I think it's 16 gigs of HMB2 memory, which is really fucking fast. Great contender, but they're not commonly available and they're usually overpriced. But if you can find one of them, the Radeon 7 for $200 or less, that's another S tier option, okay? But otherwise, Titan XP, you can find them on eBay. They're everywhere. They're cheap as shit. They were all over because of the fucking craze. Titan XP and the 1080 Ti for that matter, both pretty much the same thing. What other GPUs should I mention? Mention the 9000 series, A tier, 5070 Ti, any of the 70 Ti's, honestly, they're overpriced. Put 70 Ti in B tier, please. They're good. Again, I'm not trying to harp on Nvidia. Again, I just put an Nvidia card in S tier. This is the Titan XP. But Nvidia, ever since the 1000 series came out, the Pascal cards came out, it took them until the 3000 series, the 3080 and 3080 Ti, to be better, right? And it's all because they kept on skimping on VRAM. Why the fuck does the 3080 have 10 gigs when the Titan XP has 12? Fuck you, Nvidia. Literally, to get a good Nvidia graphics card, you have to go with the turbo card. If you're talking about for VRChat, go with the turbo card. They come out of China. You can get, again, the 3080 turbo. Fantastic card. The only reason I didn't put it in S tier is because the 7900 XTX exists. Otherwise, those would be like A+, S- cards, because for the price, they're fantastic. If you're in an AI workload, 3080 turbo cards, 20 gigs of VRAM, $599. They're everywhere. That's the one I'd recommend. I would say that's an S tier card. Again, it's about $200 cheaper than the 700 XTX, so it might be actually worth even over the XTX if you're in that price point. So I put the 3080 turbo in S tier. And again, I don't want to knock on Nvidia too much because they do make good shit. However, their shit's always overpriced. And when we're talking about a tier list, we have to consider price per performance. Is a 5090 better than a 700 XTX? Absolutely it is. It's also 4 times the price. Is it worth that for VRChat? Fuck no. Fuck no. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. I'm going to quick run through all the graphics cards I have in my brain. I think I talked about all of them. Yeah, pretty much that's it. S tier if you're building a new computer, or if you're just looking to max out GPU, right, for VRChat, your best option, and this is the build you want to do, right? If you want to max out VRChat, like max frame rate on any headset, right, for VRChat, for a reasonable cost, a 7900 XTX, a 7800 X3D, all right, and like 64 gigs of RAM. That's what you want for VRC, right? So with that, you're talking maybe $1,200 to $1,400 into the build, and you will be at max frames. Maxed. $1,400, maxed frames. You don't even spend half of a 5090. You're maxed out. You will match every guy you meet with a 5090, and they'll feel stupid because you spent less than half what they did on just their graphics card. And if they're running Intel, you're probably beating them, okay? So that's like the best of the best. 1,400, 1,500 at most if you want a big fucking NVMe, all right? If you're cheap, do a E5 2696 version 4, right, with a Titan XP. The total build cost is going to be like $450 to $500. You will not be at max frames, right? But you will have an awesome PC that swings way outside of its weight class. If that's the limit of what you can spend, $500, right? You're spending less than a console, less than a Series X, and you're getting a PC that can game 4K. It has no business being that good. All right, I've built a number of them because they're that good. I just build them for people. I don't sell. I don't fucking upcharge. They pay for the parts. I build them because I know they're broke, and those PCs run fucking fantastic. And I've tried everything. Okay, I will say one thing with the Xeons is with the 2696 version 4. You will run a little bit slower in instances with a lot of retards that have a shit ton of fucking Cybones on their Avies, but you will be consistent, right? You will never go lower than a certain frame no matter how many people you show. Like, one of my friends is running 256 gigs of DDR3 on quad channel, which is fucking hilarious, 256. She outperforms, like, most people on their i7s. It's funny. Because she shouldn't. She's on like a fucking $500 build, minus the GPU. Realistically, though, she could get the same performance with a cheaper GPU, regardless. She's on a cheap ass build, and she's beating computers that, like, their CPUs. Their Intel CPUs cost more than her whole computer. Okay, like, that's the one to go with. 2696 version 4 with a Titan XP. If you are really cheap, I mean, fucking broke. I mean, broke. All you need, right? I'm not going to put the RX 580 on this tier list because it's a garbage graphics card. However, you can get an RX 580 Turbo for like $80 to $120 on AliExpress. It has 16 gigs of VRAM. They're slow as they're dog shit graphics cards. But if you're on a Quest 3S or a Quest 3 or a Quest Pro, something that doesn't have a shit ton of pixels, right? that GPU will run great. It has plenty of VRAM, and you can stack that with a 2667 version 2. Your whole computer is probably going to cost you like $200, and you'll run fine. You'll beat out the assholes that are playing on an i7 with their 5070 Ti on headsets they can't afford. That's your build, all right? Don't listen to anyone else. Get an X3D if you can afford it. If you can't, go Xeon. That's my recommendation. If you're somewhere in the middle, if you can't afford like the $1,500 7800 X3D PC, you know, you can cheap out on GPU. Get something smaller for graphics card. Go with something like a 9060 XT. They're half the price of the 700 XTX, right? There you go, $800. If that doesn't work for you, like again, X3D is everything. If that doesn't work for you and you're too impatient to save up, get the Xeon CPU. Don't waste your money on anything else. Don't go out there buying a pre-built. Don't do it. Be smart, all right? And don't listen to any fucking Intel retard that tells you Intel's the way. I spent the money. I bought the fucking Intels, all right? I have them. The i9s, i7s. They are great. Not for VRChat. VRChat loves L3 cache. Again, I felt so shitty when my friend was beating my brand new i7 5090 computer that I just freshly built as a fucking workstation PC. She was beating it with her Xeon 2696 that I built for her like 6 months prior. Can you imagine the seppuku I felt? Don't be me, all right? Be smart. But yeah, I think that'll conclude it. I think I ranted and raved enough. Thank you, Cam Girl, for being such a good sport. So yeah, that's the video. I hope, hey, come here. I hope that was mildly entertaining. I know I ranted and bitched a lot. Oh, the face tracking's funny. Hey, Looney, come say hi. Come here. Come here. What are you hiding? Ooh, spicy. All right, I'm going to turn the camera off now. Yo, the face. Help. Help me, Jesus. Okay.
I was just laughing.
Putting on the serious face. It's just my forehead. Huh?
It's just my forehead.
This is going to be so many bloopers. It's going to be like 30 minutes of bloopers in one fucking video. God damn it, Looney. All right, there you go. That's what she looks
30 minutes of bloopers for a 10-minute video.
Or like maybe like a 4-minute video, let's be honest. Can I find my... Hold on. Oh, there's my marker. Haha.
Marker.
Oh, wait. We forgot to draw the lines for the thing. Well, that sucks. What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute. This is probably not what you expected to see. But this is one of the things I... Okay. Damn it.
What?
Damn it. I was in the zone.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. All right. God, I'm so nervous to film in front of you. Oh, shit. What's up, YouTube? What's that?
You had a dot there.
I'm killing myself. I'm fucking doing it. I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Sorry.
Holy fuck. Goose forever. All right. Hold on. I have just the thing. Zip, zap. Come here.
Ow.
Come here, Wabbit. Don't you hide under the fucking table.
Ow. Why?
Okay, there we go. Got my hands. You got the markers. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Whew, I'm so nervous. You make me so nervous.
Why?
I don't know, you just do. Bad bats. Could be so cute. Alright, stand up so they can see you. Okay, face the camera. You're back up a bit. Get right up on the wall.
What am I supposed to do?
Get right up on the wall. You're literally just ring girl. You're literally like, so grab your markers, you're ring girl. I'll put the markers right underneath the lettering on the, so put those markers right underneath that lettering over there. Like the numbers on the wall, like the CPU, GPU, that shit. So you're gonna use the green one for CPUs, and you're gonna use the pink one for graphics cards. Okay?
Pink.
Red, whatever it is. Is that track? Does that make sense?
So green for CPUs, pink for CPU?
You got it, sweetheart. I'll tell you when we switch to graphics cards.
Alright.
All right, I'm gonna try to be as serious as I can. You're gonna hear me rant and rave a little bit. I'm gonna nerd out. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Super ethereal. Okay.